91, happy Friday. It is TK Green Day, so Miss Walsh is wearing her Thomas Kelly green. You can also be wearing your Halloween costume, just a reminder that it needs to be school appropriate and that you cannot have a mask on that covers your entire face. I had some friends who asked if they could just show their mask. Totally appropriate. I know Colin the other day, yesterday actually, he had his mask and he was like sitting on top of his head, so that way we could still see that he was a stormtrooper, but it wasn't blocking his face and it wasn't causing a distraction. So just keep that in mind when you are getting ready for this morning for our Zoom. But now let's go ahead and let's talk about our jobs for today. So it is Friday. It is the 30th of October. I'm going to go ahead and scroll down. You can see even my Bitmoji is wearing green, ready for the day. Let's go ahead and look at our jobs. So again, we start our day off with morning work. Remember, we have two jobs for morning work. We have our grammar, and we're talking about irregular plural nouns, right? There are regular plural nouns, and then there's irregular, meaning they follow really different rules. And so, as we do typically on every Friday, you are going to be writing two sentences that use two plural nouns, meaning you're going to have a total of 4 irregular plural nouns in each of these sentences. You have a list right here that you can use. It says to use it from the list, but if you have another irregular plural noun that's not in this list that you would like to use, feel free to do so. For example, loaves, like when you're talking about bread, loaves of bread, you can go ahead and insert it as well, but it needs to be a total of 4 irregular plural nouns. Then you have your morning journal, and your morning journal for today, it is Flashback Friday. And so your prompt for today that you are going to be writing in your actual journal is to write about a special memory with a family member. So it can be anyone in your family. It doesn't have to be someone that lives in your house, just someone that's in your family, and a special memory you have. And so you're going to go ahead and write 5 to 6 sentences about that. Then you have our Zoom at 9 o'clock. Please remember that Miss Lopez's class is going to be joining us for our Zoom, so we are going to be acting as role models for her class, showing them expectations for behavior during Zoom. That means being an active participant, that means being an active listener, and being respectful of others while they're taking their turn speaking, making sure that we are turning our mics off and on at appropriate times, so just keeping that in mind. Then we have our art Zoom, so we're going to end our Zoom around 9:55. You have art, and so you're going to go ahead, you are going to click the little Van Gogh painting, and it will take you straight over to your link. You're going to click here, it takes you to the class site, you press the pink button. You have art at 10 o'clock as always. Then you're going to have a break. After your break, you're going to come back and do your prefix and suffix practice. Again, this is a daily job. I know it might get a little mundane. You're like, Miss Walsh, I did this yesterday. I know you did it yesterday, but that is how you become stronger readers, is you practice every single day. That is what's really going to help you guys. Then you have your word analysis activity, and it's the orange book. And so this is going to help with your reading foundational skills as well as your writing, because homophones really start to trip some students up. And so we are going to talk about homophones today during our Zoom. So keep that in mind. If you kind of got a preview at this assignment and you're like, I have no idea. And that's okay, because homophones are really, really tricky, and so we're going to talk about them today. And so you're going to go through, you are going to listen. I have audio for each of the sentences, so it will read it out loud to you, and your job is to click and drag the circle over the correct answer. So not only for up here, but for down here as well, if it's A, B, C, or D. So keep that in mind. Again, the audio is going to be there, ready, available for you. For these ones down here, please note that you need to get both correct. So if it's, you can see that this 4 is over here and over here, but heel and heel look different. So you have to be careful about which one you're choosing. So keep that in mind. Then you have your personal narrative, your final draft. Remember that is due Monday, 11:59. You should not be up at 11:59, but that is when it is due. Final draft, 4 to 5 paragraphs. This is your big writing assignment. This is what I'm going to be showing off to your parents at conferences. So make sure you are really trying your personal best. You're going to put name here, title here, and again, 4 to 5 paragraphs. I have a lot of friends that have already started it, which is awesome. So thank you very much. And remember, you have all these scholarly tips here on the side to help you if you need it. And remember, you're talking about your family vacation, not mine. I already know about mine. I don't want to keep reading about mine. I want to know about yours. And I've seen friends correct that, so thank you. And then we have a lunch. After lunch, you are going to have a multiplication quick check. So you press a little check mark, and you are going to see that you have your quick check. And so you're going to go ahead and go through, make sure, please put name. And now it's going to ask you some kind of like review questions with everything that we've learned about multiplication so far. So you can see here, what repeated addition problem can be used to solve 7 times 3? So you need to go through and decide which one would represent 7 times 3. Then you're going to solve which expression matches a picture. So you need to tell me the multiplication sentence for the array. Which expression matches the picture? Okay, so now you need to think about equal groups, because equal groups are really similar. And so you need to tell me the multiplication sentence for that. Then you're going to see zero property. Find the product. Identity property. You tell me the product. And oh my goodness, here we have commutative property. So we had zero property, identity property, and now commutative property in this problem right here. You are going to have a word problem. Remember, use your cube strategy. If you're stuck, you're like, oh my gosh, what is that name? We know names aren't important in word problems. That's just extra information we don't need. So we can cross it out. We look for numbers and keywords that are going to tell us what we need to know for this problem. And so keep that in mind. Then you have your number 8. You are just finding the product. We've talked about 5s before. Then you're going to see number 9. We have another word problem. Again, we've done multiplying with 5 and 10s before, so you should be familiar with that. Number 10, it asks you to find the product again. So we've talked about multiplying with 2s. Find the product, 9 times 7. We've talked about multiplying with 9. And finally, number 12, again, it is going to be it's going to be a word problem, but this time it's not asking for the answer, it's asking about which expression may not be used. So you really need to be careful about this one. So again, which expression may not be used to find the total number of cookies? That means 3 of these are correct. You need to find the one that is not correct. So make sure you're paying attention. This is why it's so important that we read our word problems. So again, number 12, it's not asking about which one is correct because 3 of them are correct. It's asking which one is incorrect, which one's wrong. So keep that in mind. Then you have your typed journal prompt. You can go ahead and press the blue notebook. And you are going to be writing a response to Thursday's journal prompt. And you're going to be writing your thoughts about an idea for a new invention. I realize if you click on this prompt, it might tell you to do Tuesdays, I think. Ignore that. It is Thursdays. I'm telling you right here, and it says it right here as well. Thursday's journal prompt. Write your thoughts about idea for a new invention. Whatever you wrote in your journal, you're going to go ahead and type it up here for me. And then finally, you have cleanup, and that is going to be it for your Friday. Tomorrow is Halloween. If you're celebrating, awesome. If not, if you're just staying home, me too. So I'm excited for that. And yeah, I can't wait to see you guys at our Zoom. And if you have any questions, please let me know. All right, bye, Dion.